My name is Aaron Jones, and I'm the President and CEO of IPS Global Aviation. IPS is a company that truly cares. We put our heart and soul into this organization. We operate 24 hours a day.
What's up, everybody? This is John with Creative Kill and
Ben Marshall.
And Ben and I have had this really crazy, unique opportunity to interview, I would say, one of the top new actors in the entertainment business. He's been around for a pretty long time.
He has, actually. Yeah, he's done a lot of different projects. He's very versatile. Plays a lot of different characters, but at the same time, very genuine guy.
Yeah, God, he was. God. Well, and like I said, I've had. Well, we'll get to it here in a minute. But first off, guys, welcome back to Creative Kill. I'm John. This is Ben, and today we are going to plug our sponsors real quick. First, our first sponsor is going to be this lovely studio, 519. We love 519 in the city of Albuquerque. Comcast, thank you guys for hosting our wonderful little show here. We've got Joy Horror Entertainment. That's Michael Joy. And Mike is a horror marketing company, and our Joy Horror is a horror marketing company. And we have partnered with Joy Horror Entertainment to help us market our show, our film, but they also help a lot of indie horror people. And we'll get to that here in a second, going to our little serial killer box here a second. And then our third sponsor today is going to be our big sponsor, and that's IPS Global. IPS Global Security, Ben, is, I got to tell you, here in town, they're one of the best. I think they are the best.
Yeah, I would say I definitely would keep them at that number one spot for sure.
Yeah, they're like a mini police force. Well, and if for you all that don't know Albuquerque, we call this a big small town.
Yeah,
we are a big city, but we're very small. So, and we have limited resources. Albuquerque's not a very wealthy state. So IPS came in, Aaron and his team, and they have actually helped out. I believe, I tell everybody, I'm like, they are the second police force. Yeah. But they do alarms, they do cameras, they do response. I mean, any retail store that's pretty big box store here in town, you're going to see their guys.
Yeah, definitely. And always, I mean, not to be the, personal trainer of the situation, but all their guys are in top shape.
Oh, I know, dude. They're all badasses. Yeah, every single one of them. Yeah. I've been in the security industry we had those kind of guys working for us, but every single one of IPS's guys, every time I walk into a store and I see one of those guys there, I feel secure.
Definitely.
I do. And let me tell you something. They're all class acts too. Yeah. Every single one of them waves, smile. It's not some guy on his cell phone sitting there the whole time. No, Aaron has a culture, and he's absolutely one of the top security guys, him and IPS. So thank you, IPS. We appreciate you. And our final sponsor today, we got to plug Wolf Krusemark Art. Wolf Krusemark, obviously one of our hosts. He has his Nito shop, but you guys got to check it out. It's Wolf Krusemark Art. He does a lot of cool horror shirts and stuff. We wear them. Yesterday I had a shirt on. Ben, you've had a couple of his shirts on. Yeah, check his stuff out. And our final sponsor today, guys, again, we're not getting money for this because we want to help independent horror, whether it's products, whether it's films, it's anything, it's getting something out there. We have our new game here. It's called Serial Killer. Ben, you haven't had a chance to play it, but I got to tell you, we opened it up last night in our home. Yeah. And we played just one little round. We're going to have a Creative Kill game night, and we're going to play this thing. Okay. Dizzy and I may even try it on a guest or two. Maybe I know you're not going to join us for this next episode, but we definitely want to have, something to do with this, but it's like Cards Against Humanity, but with murder. Awesome. With murder, everybody's.
I like it.
I know. And like yesterday, I'll tell you guys, I played it with my mom. My mom's a little bit of a sicko like I am. I love her to death. And so she pulls, she is a sweet lady, but she'll kill you. She'll kill you. Not just kidding. I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day next weekend. Anyway, listen, guys, it's like Cards Against Humanity. So the card she pulled was called My Asshole Boss. And then it was like my dad, me, or my stepdad, me, and one of our other friends, and we pull cards, and it's how you kill your asshole boss. And whoever whoever submits the best card, like Cards Against Humanity, of how to kill somebody, wins that round.
I love that.
Oh man, it was awesome. So we only played a couple rounds because my stepdad was like, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
And he's old. And you know how it is.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, so we've got Serial Killer. That's by Venom Haas. Check out their Instagram. We're going to be plugging them all. We're going to be plugging them for the rest of the time because we love this product so much. Okay, guys?
Awesome.
And again, we're not getting paid for this. This is just us helping horror. All we ask you to do is if you want us to promote a product, and we're going to review it, we're going to make sure it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. But we want you just to send us something. That's all we want. So we can actually have the physical thing here. So the people at Venom Haas sent us this beautiful box. I mean, look at the packaging on this thing, dude.
Awesome.
I know. And it stands up like this. We could actually stand it up like that.
Right.
But
bookshelf.
But yeah, thank you so much, Venom Haas. We appreciate you. We appreciate Serial Killer. It's really great. Now, let's jump in. So at Creative Kill, we do a series of remote interviews, and we call them Creative Kill exclusives. Okay, guys. So our first one was Mr. Russell Edwards. He identified Jack the Ripper through DNA. He wrote the book Naming Jack the Ripper. That was a great interview. You guys should check it out. That's episode 7, I think. Yeah, I think it's 7. And now we go right into another exclusive. So Ben and I got the opportunity to interview one of the most amazing actors I think I've met in my personal life, and as a person and as an actor. His name is Happy Anderson. And Happy and I met on a set here called Maggie Moores. It's a movie. It was directed by John Slattery. It was produced by Tina Fey. Yep. Has Tina Fey, John Hamm, John Slattery, Nick Mohammed. I mean, we could just keep on name dropping. Guys, it's a really fun movie. You should check out Maggie Moores. But what else has he done? Tell it, Ben.
I mean, gosh, he was in Bright with Netflix and Will Smith.
Will Smith. I love that fantasy movie too. That was awesome.
It's such a cool modern concept on basically taking like the theme of Lord of the Rings and then applying it to like a modern day.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was awesome.
Smart,
yeah.
And his character in that is awesome.
Yeah.
He's such a little Men in Black kind of badass.
I know.
Kind of character.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, of course, there's the Bikers. His most
The
recent.
Bike Riders. Yeah.
The Bike Riders.
Yeah. He is that fight scene with Tom Hardy, man. Yeah. And he talks about that in the interview too, guys. So you got to check it out. Let's not spoil anything just yet.
Right.
And then you've got like his horror stuff is like the Nick, which was about serial killer. Like it's kind of a Jack the Ripper thing too. And then obviously we have Mindhunter.
Right.
And so in Mindhunter, he portrays the serial killer Jerry Brudos.
That's a great job. I mean,
and when he talks about his experience on that, when you guys see this interview, it's pretty crazy to think that you have to take on as an actor. Okay, like everybody says, "Oh, I want to play a serial killer."
Yeah.
But a real one, not one of these fictitious Jason or Freddy.
Right.
This guy Brudos. Let me just give you guys a little bit of history about this serial killer. Killed 4 women, cut off their feet, and did some things to their feet.
Yeah, that's a nice.
He had a ditty party with their feet. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're going with that. We're not going to say the words, but we all know how it went. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, but Happy was just, and again, from his personal life and everything, I got to tell you, when you meet these actors that are genuine.
Yes.
Really, really nice guys. And you and I have had the opportunity here in Albuquerque because we're actors. We are in film. We do. I mean, we're not. I mean, we've been in some stuff, but it's not like we're not breaking out yet. But you'll see us next year.
Yeah.
The industry's a little slow right now.
Right.
But he's one of those guys, and I tell everybody this. I have 4 actors, and I'll name them all eventually. But I have 4 actors that kind of set me on the path that I am now. And the reason why I say is they had nothing to do with my training or anything, but they were just so nice to me.
Yeah.
And they didn't have to be.
Right.
And they gave me, because when you talk to them and you ask them questions, they give you the confidence enough to tell you about their experience as actors and get you, get you motivated, get you pushed to that kind of next level. And again, we'll just toss his name out. We got like Terrence Terrell. He on Obliterated. Terrence, we love you, brother. You trained Terrence, but at the same time, he was always nice to you and I on set.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, always nice to you
above
on
and
I on
beyond.
set. Above and beyond. So Happy was one of those guys. He was one of the first here. So we came back from COVID and we shot that scene where I'm a paramedic in it, not too much actions going on there for me. Saving lives. Actually, Nick was dead. So I'm loading him in a coroner van. I've been a coroner a couple of times. But anyway, so let's just jump into this right now, everybody. Everybody, this is going to be our interview with Happy Anderson.
Yeah, shout out Happy. Definitely great interview, guys. And again, Happy, thank you so much for your time.
Everybody, welcome to Creative Kill, where the guest always has a killer experience. Always. Enjoy. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Creative Kill. I'm your host, John.
And I'm Ben.
And today we are joined by Happy Anderson. What's up, Happy?
Oh, I'm good, man. How are you guys? You both look great.
We're doing great, man. We're excited to have you on.
Yeah, appreciate your time, man. Thank you.
I'm excited to be
Absolutely.
here.
So real quick, we got to give a little shout out to our sponsors. We first have 519 Studios with the city of Albuquerque. We have IPS Global Security, Wolf Krusemark Art, and Joy Horror Entertainment. Thank you all. Appreciate everything. Okay, today, guys, again, we're joined by Happy Anderson. He was one of the stars of Mindhunter, Bright, Bad Boys 4. And just recently, he was on the Bikeriders, which was an amazing movie. So we're going to get into some stuff with Happy here, but we first got to ask him the big three questions. You ready for this, Ben?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, Happy, what is your favorite horror movie? All time.
Poltergeist.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
We actually had another guest that his favorite movie was Poltergeist too.
Yeah. Common thing.
Yeah, that Poltergeist creeped me out too, Happy.
Oh.
I mean, Craig T. Nelson, amazing in it.
Amazing, yeah.
Amazing, right? Yeah, Poltergeist was one of my favorite movies too back then. And I got to tell you, it was like, I think it was rated PG.
Was it really?
Or PG-13 or whatever. It wasn't a rated R movie, but it should have been, man. I gotta tell you, it scared the crap out of me. The skeleton coming out of the pool.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and then all the little girl, obviously, sitting from the television. That's epic.
Yeah, we were little when it came out, so that's why it has such a lasting effect, I think.
Yeah, it was one of the first movies. I think I was like in my early teens when I finally, saw it and understood it. But yeah, it was one of my favorites also.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to ask him the second question, B?
So overall, Happy, we have to know, who's your favorite horror villain of all time?
I think that would be Shocker. Remember that movie?
Yeah, man. Shocker. What a great like campy kind of flick.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah. Why is he your favorite horror villain?
I think I can't how old I was when that came out. I was like 12, 11, something like that. And I remember the poster scared me so much that I got it and put it on my wall. And I was just constantly terrified by him and the look in his eyes. And so when I finally saw it, I just enjoyed it as a movie. I wasn't, I used to be very, very terribly afraid of horror films when I was a boy. So the fact that I overcame it and could just enjoy the performance makes that my favorite.
Same. I mean, I was a chicken, but at the same time, I just love being scared. That was my thing, so yeah, Shocker, that poster, isn't he like in the electric chair?
He sure is. Yeah. Man.
Yeah. That was, what was the actor that played him? He was
I don't remember.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. Oh, I forget, but he does the cons a lot.
Yes.
But yeah, that was one of my
That was one of my one of my good campy favorites.
Yeah.
There was a couple other ones that were kind of like down the line of shocker, but yeah, that was great. And then our third question is, what horror movie actually sat with you that actually gave you like the very, very bad feeling, or just creeped you out for life?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that would definitely be Poltergeist. The house we grew up in, I'm absolutely convinced was haunted. Still to this day, I'm convinced of that. And remember when the tree comes through and grabs the kid?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So in this very old house we lived in, that had a lot of very strange occurrences. There was a lightning storm one time, and I was in our bed, me and my little brother, who was 2 at the time, and so that would have made me 11. There was a lightning storm, and the tree was struck by lightning and came through our window and just stopped right before my little brother's face. And we thought it was over. We thought we were getting grabbed by the tree. We had just seen Poltergeist. I don't know why a 2-year-old was watching fucking Poltergeist. But that isn't
exactly.
But that is indeed. I think I made him watch it. But and he remembers it to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Brother. Yeah, that's the one scene. Also, is the sink scene. That's the one that got me. I mean, it's almost like that Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah.
The face melting.
Yeah.
You guys remember that?
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I saw Temple of Doom in the theater, and the heart, he pulls the heart out, but the face melting, that still sits in my head.
It sticks with you, like quite literally. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was, because then they had a scene in Poltergeist. I gotta tell you, well, we talked about this on the last podcast. Mm-hmm. The psychic lady or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, man.
He was so scary.
What a great character.
Yeah,
so scary.
Man. I can't believe
she's also burned into my mind's eye. I mean,
right? Yeah, it's just like when you look back on stuff like that, because if you look at horror movies now versus then, I got to tell you, I really like then,
Mm-hmm. Same.
I mean, the 80s and early 90s and even the late 70s, they had great stuff.
Definitely.
It was really character driven, and then and then a lot of practical special effects.
Yeah. It's hard to beat
so much better. Agreed. And it was actually scary.
Oh, very scary.
Yeah, definitely.
And that was Spielberg too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, there you go.
Right.
I mean, my favorite Spielberg movie is Jaws.
Oh.
That's my GOAT movie of all time. Yeah. I can quote it from line to line to line. I love that movie. But Poltergeist was, that and Gremlins also. He did Gremlins.
Right.
Gremlins, that scared the shit out of me. Well, my parents had to take me out of the theater for Gremlins. Yeah, I was so.
Well, I gotta tell you, Jaws was so good that literally as a kid, I was scared to swim in public swimming pools because of an imaginary shark. Somehow.
Right.
That'll do it to a kid, man, for sure.
The black beady eyes. It's hard to beat.
Yeah.
Well, then you had Quint, and the scene where the kid Alex gets taken down with the raft just went.
Oh my word!
Yeah, that was one. Obviously, it's one of my favorite, or is my favorite movie, but at the same time, oh my god, it was so. Yeah, you don't want to swim after that.
No. Just like Poltergeist, every little old lady that happens to have those round glasses and puffy cheeks like that with that high pitched voice. Ooh. Forever.
Or the little girl too. Yeah.
And both those girls died in real life. I think.
I was just gonna say,
yes,
the curse that's associated with the film. Gosh, man.
Yeah.
So Happy, let's get into your career a little bit. So I forgot that. First of all, I forgot you were in the Nick. I love that series, dude.
Me too,
that was
man.
A great series.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, I loved every second. That was my first, multiple episode arc, and it was for the first one to be with Soderbergh was really exciting, and I have nothing but great memories of that.
Yeah, and it's Dakota Fanning. She was in that, right?
Dakota Fanning, Juliet Rylance was the.
Oh, she was the star.
Yeah. And Eve Hewinson, Bono's daughter, was also a star.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. And then obviously we were talking earlier about Bright.
Yeah, about Bright. Yeah.
We love Bright.
Me
Bright
too,
was a
man.
great movie.
Thank you. Yeah. That was one of the funnest times I've ever had on a movie ever.
What was it like working with Will?
Man, it was great. You know, when people talk about like the ideal number one, he's always the first person I say. He like set the tone. He was a great like emotional leader. He was very professional. And not the least of which he almost single-handedly got me the job in Bad Boys for Life. So I'm going to love that guy for life.
Well, that's what I told Ben that earlier. I was like, I kind of see you were in Bright and then you went to Bad Boys 4 because we're doing our feature film later this summer, and Dennis McDonald, the kid who played Reggie.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. I met him at a con here and we're talking with him. He's a pretty cool kid. But I have a Will Smith story. We did his body. So before I was an actor and producer and all this stuff, we owned a private security company. My family did. We did The Pursuit of Happiness. We did his bodyguard detail.
Oh, cool.
And he was so nice. He was he was like, the only thing I don't want is people to touch me, like to grab him, you know, when we were walking him in the theater and stuff. Yeah.
Pretty reasonable request.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, he's Will Smith. You should have seen how many people showed up. I have some pictures and it's just insane. You know, there's been a couple of big high profile celebrities that we did security for, and he was the biggest. I'll tell you that. He was the very biggest.
Yeah, it doesn't get much bigger.
Do you have anything?
Yeah, and then also your performance in the Bikeriders, man, you know, definitely love that character.
Thank you.
It just one thing I noticed is just, you know, just from a personal standpoint, is your acting ability. It, you know, and I'm sure it's well practiced, well versed, but man, your natural ability to drop into character like that is
awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, love it. Love your work.
Yeah, I saw him. He did that in Maggie Moores. So
yeah, same thing.
Yeah, so I played this like background, like featured background paramedic, and he was the bad guy in it. And he does this. They did the scene where he drives off. You know, has a shootout with John Hamm and Nick. Is it Nick Muhammad?
Nick Muhammad, yeah.
How is Nick? Have you talked to Nick lately?
I haven't talked to him lately, no.
He's such a great guy.
He's a real sweetheart. I loved the time I got to spend with him, which wasn't actually that much, but he was so nice.
Yeah, Nick, I gotta tell you, Nick was even John Hamm, John Slattery, they're all great people on set. I never met Tina Fey, but the rest of them were awesome. How do you like Albuquerque?
I liked it. It was my first time there. I had a nice time. Yeah, I don't even remember if I have anything bad to say about it. I mean, I had a really lovely time. Yeah,
this is a great state, and obviously we're blowing up with film, and
God.
Right now it's a little slow because the whole industry is slow.
It's slow everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Everything's overseas. You know, it sucks. Because Ben and I both are actors also, and we haven't gotten anything.
It's pickings are slim right now. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God, you're not kidding, dude. Yeah, it's been rough, no question about it. I mean, I've worked a bunch, but it's not like before.
Right. I just saw that you did an episode of the new Apple series with John too.
Oh yeah, your friends and neighbors. Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
It was great. That was a very similar Will Smith thing. John literally single-handedly got me that role. I'm just on the one episode, but Tropper's great. I've worked with him before, and it was just it. Also, I was so thrilled coming out of the strike to get a job like that. And it's Have you seen any of it yet?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes last night.
I loved them. I thought they were great.
Yeah. Yes.
Agreed.
Well, I'm a huge fan of Olivia Munn also.
Yeah.
She's in it. Because I started watching her like on Attack of the Show back in the day. Right. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like on this video game show on G4 was the channel back in the day.
Whoa.
I know that's back when cable ruled, streaming didn't,
Yeah.
So the big topic we're going to talk about today is Mindhunter.
Absolutely.
You were phenomenal.
Thank you.
We just put up that clip, on social media where you're laughing, all that. But how did you get first of all, how'd you get the part?
Oh gosh, I think I must have taped for it 4, maybe 5 times. I mean, it just went on and on. Fincher is so thorough, and I found out after the fact, like everybody I knew read for that. I didn't know it at the time. You know, I didn't even know what to think. I had no idea that it would have the effect it would have, and I knew it was brilliant, but I wasn't sure if anyone would even watch it. I mean, I'm like, there's 3 of us sitting around talking for 13 pages. Who's gonna stay into it? But I mean, of course, I should never have doubted. It was
everybody loves serial killers,
right?
That's true. That's very true.
And it was such a great concept for a show. I mean, there's this like whole fan revolution that wants to bring it back for a 3rd season, you know. And I mean, I'm one of those fans because I love that show. Yeah. So Bruto's, he was kind of a brutal dude. How did you get in that headspace? I mean, getting in the headspace of a serial killer has got to be a little difficult, right?
Yeah, and actually the effect it had on me was totally shocked me because it had never happened before or since. But like once we were done, man, I got home and I was depressed. I was having like panic attacks, and I had never ever gone through that before. You know, I was kind of almost like sort of glib about it. I was like, I leave work at work; it'll be fine, and it was not fine at all. And then I went back like 3 weeks later because we reshot one of the scenes. I think the longest scene we reshot. It was totally rewritten, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But actually, I was glad we did it. I liked that version better, and also Andrew Douglas, who's phenomenal, did my 2 episodes, but Fincher directed that reshoot. So I was really psyched to get the full Fincher experience.
Is he a pretty cool guy?
Great guy, really nice, humble, laid back, knows everyone's job better than they do. I remember saying to him once, because also I've never been that tired before or since. Every day I was like, I don't think I can do it again. And all we were doing was sitting and talking. It was just so insane. And I went up to him one day. He had so much energy, and I was like, dude, when do you sleep? And his answer was like, oh, every night after I'm done crying.
Did you guys shoot that in a real prison, or was
that
that set?
No, that was a real prison.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, it's funny because I shot in Grants on the cleaning lady in a real prison. It's pretty creepy to work in a prison.
It is
for sure. It's insane.
Yeah, it's just like you're walking through and you're just like looking at everything. It's like Dizzy telling us about the Santa Fe prison up there. Yep. So our other co-host, Dizzy, he had a little troubled past, but his one of his was it like his probation or something. He had to clean the Santa Fe prison where they did all the riots and stuff. Yeah, he tells a story, and that was like episode 1 or 2. Yeah, two. But yeah, shooting in a prison is not fun.
No, well, with the one you shot in, was it closed?
No, it's like 2 hours outside of Albuquerque.
Yeah, but there's still inmates in there.
Yeah. No, it's shut down. It's closed down prison. Oh, so they used 2 prisons in New Mexico. They used the old Santa Fe prison and then Grants.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I see. Because the one in Mindhunter was shut down as well, but I just recently shot in one in Chicago that was open, and that was so weird.
You shot in an open prison? What's that like?
Fortunately, our building was shut down, which I didn't know. I just knew it was a live prison, and I was pretty freaked out. But we didn't have any inmates anywhere near us. Although I've taught acting classes in prisons before, so I'm not like totally obviously averse to it. I was just like, I don't know if I can, it's going to be weird trying to do these scenes with like real murderers and rapists around. But we actually didn't have to.
Wow. Let me ask you something about Brutus. So did you totally research the character, right?
Yeah. Well, I read the book about him.
Okay.
The Lust Killer.
And then he liked to cut off feet, right?
Yes. Oh, he loved it.
Thing.
That was his main thing. He liked to cut them off, have sex with them, all that romantic stuff.
All that romantic stuff. Yeah, I dug a little deep into that show. I mean, all of you guys, you just said that, but a lot of the other actors, like the actor that played Charlie Manson,
Damon, yeah, he's in Bike Riders as well.
Well, yeah, he was in Bike Riders. You're right.
Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't he Charlie Manson twice? Also, wasn't he in Tarantino's?
Yeah, he was Charlie Manson in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as well.
Well, I'll tell you a crazy little fact, Happy. My dad, I was born in San Francisco. My dad was stationed at Treasure Island. He was a Marine, but after he got out of the Marine Corps, he went and worked in the prison system, and he fed Charlie Manson.
No way.
Yeah.
What did he have?
And he only worked there for
about?
just a short stint, but yeah, he said that Charlie was a pretty nutty dude, man.
I mean, there's no one more famous.
No. I mean, well, maybe Dahmer. I don't know, but
maybe.
Manson,
Charles,
he just had the. I mean, obviously, he has the flamboyant, know, crazy stuff going on.
Right.
They always mix all these TikToks and stuff with him. I just laugh. So I'm just like,
that's insane, dude. Did he go into any detail about it? Your dad?
Yeah, he told me. Well, he told me that he was only there for like a month and a half, and then he went on to work with the State Department after that. But he said that, I think he was like 24, 25.
Whoa, my God.
Yeah, because he was an MP also in the military.
That's
so
insane.
That's kind of he doesn't talk a whole lot about all that stuff though. My dad's an old Marine, You
can't blame him, yeah.
Right. Yeah. So let me ask you another question real quick. Do you have like fan people that contact you about the Mindhunter stuff? Or?
For sure. That more than anything. Yeah. People slide into my DMs. It used to be a lot more, but it still happens. Interesting conversation stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't even engage, but that's
No, I started blocking all of them because I didn't know what to expect. The first person that reached out to me, I naively thought they were actually asking about my acting class. So I started answering all their personal questions, and then it became clear what was going on. So I was like, okay, if any stranger reaches out about this again, I'm just going to ignore it altogether.
I think it's funny how in television and film, there's people that get obsessed with actors that play characters,
Yeah,
and
totally.
It's just, you got to, we, as actors, we all have to put on this public persona. We don't want to be put on blast or canceled. At the same time, they don't understand what we deal with. You know what I mean?
Well, especially when some of these characters, when you're portraying somebody who did something in real life, right, as opposed to a character that's just made up, they have their own cult following already. And then you're embellishing that to some degree, and not meaning to, of course. It's just part of the film process and the film itself. But man, I can only imagine some of the characters that you were contacted by. I'm sure
marriage
you got some stories.
It's kind of like those women that marry guys in prison.
Yeah.
Well, I got marriage proposals, literally.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
And I was like, oh, you poor thing. What is going on with you that this is what we're doing?
Right.
Yeah.
I've never had a marriage proposal.
You haven't played enough serial killers, dude.
I can't play a cop or a military guy all the time. I got to play a serial killer to get marriage proposals. I've had some weird stuff because of the Better Call Saul thing, but nothing on that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Who are you in Better Call Saul?
Yes. So I played the U.S. Marshal I did the series finale, Abby.
Whoa.
And I played the U.S. Marshal that escorts Saul to the interrogation room.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it was such a great experience. It's a weird experience too, because I was like a rush call. The actor dropped out at the last minute and they called me and they were like, "Can you be to set in 2 hours?" I was like, "Yeah." And I got there and I didn't even know what I was doing. And they're like, "Jump into rehearsals and let's go." I was like, "Okay."
Beautiful. Nice. You didn't even have time to get nervous. You were just in it.
Right? Not at all. But when I saw Bob, oh my God, I freaked out because I was such a Breaking Bad nerd.
Oh, he's special. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Odenkirk. And that was right after he had his heart attack too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they were supposed to wrap like in October or November, and he had the heart attack on set. And then they picked up the reshoots. I think we were late February, early March. But yeah, and the actor dropped out. But yeah, he's nothing short of amazing. Super
super nice
sweet
guy.
guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you in any?
I did some stand-in work on the final episode or final season of season 6 of Better Call Saul. So that was my only interaction with him, was just doing some stand-in stuff. But great guy, very personable. Yeah, just easy. Like just yeah. Like once you get over like the fan, like fame of it all, you're just like, oh, such a nice guy.
So I stood in for another character on Better Call Saul, and I got to meet Carol Burnett. That was awesome. Like my goat. Like I was like, oh my gosh, because I was so starstruck by, we all watched her show back in the day.
Yeah. How could you not be? Yeah.
Right. And she was fabulous. She was such a nice lady.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's awesome. So Happy, tell us, what do you got going on now? Anything?
Well, a bunch of
anything you could talk about.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
The game.
So I'm in that bit of Your Friends and Neighbors. I recently shot a new film adaptation of King Lear, where Pacino plays Lear, and it's a great cast. But one of my favorite was Ted Levine, plays Kent, and he based Buffalo Bill on Jerry Brudos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
We bonded on that.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
How's working with did you do scenes with Pacino?
Yeah, I actually had worked with him like 11 years prior in The Merchant of Venice on Broadway, not the film.
Okay.
And he's great. He's old. He's very, very old. And so like when like it's just day-to-day stuff, it's like, whoa, is he okay? And then as soon as the word action happens, he's just locked in and fucking amazing.
Right.
And he's been trying to get this made for like 20 years or something. So he was in his glory.
Did he produce it? Like he was trying?
I think he produced it, but he was one of the producers for sure, but he wanted to play Lear for years and years and years and years. And his statement on that was like, by the time you're old enough to play it, you're too old to play it. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
It's like trying to make any project, it takes forever.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
A lot of red tape.
Oh my God.
Anything else, Mr. Anderson? By the way, I loved it because earlier I was like, we're interviewing Mr. Anderson.
Oh yeah.
I bet you get that a lot, but
I get that a lot, but not as much as I get like the Pharrell song "Happy" or "Happy Gilmore," or "If You're Happy," and oh my God! And every person thinks they're the first person to say it. So
I bet. So Happy, in terms of doing both on film and theater work, is there does one correlation kind of one hand feed the other in that regard, or kind of like, do you like doing theater more? Do you like doing film more?
I like doing both a lot. I think all things being equal, nothing's better than a great role on stage. But of course, all things aren't equal, so one has to make a living too. So I tend to be a bit more drawn to film and TV. Everything has really though been so crazy since the strikes, and also I had some health issues right around the strike. So coming out of that. It's been unlike anything that we've ever gone through before, and yeah, it's weird, man. But all that being to say is I'd be happy to do a play now, but I guess film is my most favorite medium, all things put together. Yeah.
Okay, we're about 35 minutes in. I've got to ask him the big question.
Uh-oh.
What was it? I mean, I'm sure there was a stunt person. What was it like rolling around in a mud pit with Tom Hardy?
Oh man, that was insane. So
first tell us about Tom. How is he?
I loved him. I mean, he keeps to himself, and he's a really, really intense guy. He really likes to fight. Like you got to be ready because.
Well, he's like a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, right?
That's exactly right.
Guy, right? Yeah, he's like, I've seen like some of his reels on Instagram and stuff, and he wins tournaments.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's incredibly strong. He's incredibly powerful, incredibly quick. I mean, well, I had my work cut out for me that day. I have a stunt double. This guy doubles me almost all the time. Actually, Maggie Moores is the only thing he did to double me on. this dude Chad Knorr, and he's fantastic. He's like got my mannerisms down and everything. So all the like getting tossed around was mostly him, but some of the like close punching obviously was me because you saw my face. But that guy's tough. Young Tom Hardy.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, there's been some movies I'm just like, even this new series Mobland that he's in, I've been watching. I mean, the guy just looks like he could kick anybody's ass.
Yeah,
all
man.
the time.
And he underplays everything. It's so intense. I love watching it.
And did you work with Revis? And I mean, you were in that Butler, all those guys.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
How was that experience?
Austin was great, very cool. Norman, I don't actually think I crossed paths with him, but Damon, who was in it, I had worked with him years prior in the series called Quarry, and then we were both in Mindhunter, so it was good. It was really nice to see him again. I think he's a fucking fantastic actor.
Do you ride motorcycles?
No, dude, and
did you have to learn to ride a bike for that, or?
Oh, I was willing to. I didn't have to. They ended up not needing it, and also the pace was quite hectic. So the only time I would have been on a bike was, pardon me, at the very end, after the Milwaukee kid takes over, and
right,
and they were all riding down the street together. But there just wasn't time enough to teach me for just that one shot. So I didn't do. They wanted us actually to ride our bikes up to the premiere, and I was like, I think I'm going to need like a lot of lessons before I feel comfortable with something like that. But they ended up doing away with it. We just walked up like people.
Where did they shoot that? Where'd you shoot that?
Almost entirely Cincinnati.
Okay.
Which I had never been to before. You know what I just thought of? This is going back a few things. Do you remember what happened the day after you were there with the shootout with John Hamm?
What do you mean? It was at the fire or what?
No, that was the next day. Just up in Santa Fe was the horrible rust incident.
Oh yeah, we live that every day here now.
Oh, I bet you do. Yeah,
they don't take that off the news, even though there's no news anymore. It's still always on the news. It's like one of our biggest things that they have here. And then obviously the late Gene Hackman.
Oh, that was horrible too. I didn't know that his dementia was so advanced that's the way it went. That sounds like a horrible way to go.
Well, his wife too. I mean, it was just a crazy situation. And the dog was in the kennel, but yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. So I was working up in Santa Fe. I did a small security detail, like in the slowdown of film between January and March. And I work at the state capitol as one of the Senate security guys. And that happened. And so I kept on asking all the state cops I worked with. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And they couldn't say anything. But yeah, Gene had lived up there for a while.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And it's crazy because we had two actors, Gene and Val. Yeah. Val Kilmer lived here for a while too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. He had a compound here. And I have a funny story I'll tell you off camera later. But he had a compound here. He was kind of a mess for a little while here. Yeah. He caused a lot of problems in New Mexico.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, Val. There's a lot of people that did not like him at the end. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And then he moved. I don't know if he moved back to California or whatever, but that was kind of after after Tombstone and all that stuff. He just kind of got a little wacky.
Off the rails a little bit.
But we're known for wacky in New Mexico.
True. No stranger.
I love New Mexico for that exact reason.
Right. I mean, it's funny because when we started this podcast, I was like, Ben, there's so many stories here. I was like, we have got to just keep on. I mean, we're bringing on. We're going to Roswell to go where the supposed the crash landing of the aliens happened, and then they're going to give us a walkthrough of the alien museum while we're down there. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we've got Rose Manor, this haunted house. We're doing something at too. It's like everywhere in Albuquerque, there's always something,
There really is.
Yeah. So basically, do you have anything else for Mr. Anderson over here today, Ben?
I mean, I think, just thank you for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
we
my
really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, Happy. I got to tell you, I got to say this about you real quick, and I tell this about like 4 actors. Okay, so when I first started in the industry, I think Maggie Moores. Maggie Moores was after COVID, right?
It was just right coming out of COVID. It was 2021.
Right. That was the first thing I worked on right when I came back, because I went to Dallas during COVID. Came back. Abby, you were one of the nicest guys to me, and that says a lot, because there's a lot of actors that don't talk to these little peons with one-liners or whatever. But you were just amazing. So was Nick. But I got to tell you, it sat with me my whole. I mean, since my career has evolved, you were one of my guys. I was like, this guy's a good guy.
Oh man, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, this industry is so full of egos and everything. It's just
every kind of personality you can imagine, from great to terrible.
Every kind of personality.
So many different walks of life. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Right.
But yeah.
Well, Ben here, he does police training now. He has to act. He was telling this. I got to jump into this real quick. Yeah. Tell him what you do, dude. Yeah. This is a great acting gig, by the way, Cappy. Just wait.
So it means of like kind of working on the craft, right? Happy. Mm-hmm. I naturally gravitate towards like comedic acting. It's just whenever I get nervous, I laugh, make jokes, etc. So the means of working on my dramatic acting, I picked up a gig here in New Mexico where I work for a third-party company that contracts actors to come in and basically run scenarios with local agencies here in New Mexico, state police being the primary one. And we basically run through scenarios as the recruits go through their academy process, right? So it's about a 6-month endeavor per recruitment class. And it's everything from crisis intervention training, domestic violence, road stops, felony stops, officer survival training, patrol ops, etc. And these scenarios sometimes they can get a little uncomfortable for the recruits, because you're definitely portraying a character of sorts that's either the scum of the earth or a dirty cop, or
that's what you just did recently, was a dirty cop.
Yeah, it was basically today.
No way.
I played a cop that's basically being investigated by internal affairs for sexual harassment within the department.
Oh my.
Yeah. So definitely this very condescending, just not my natural personality at all, to be honest. But just this guy who's just so full of himself and thinks he's not going to get caught. And then they have to practice interrogating that kind of character, basically.
Well, how do the recruits behave towards you?
So it's definitely interesting. There are some that are, naturally just maybe a little more confident, or they worked for a different agency, so this isn't exactly their first rodeo per se. They might be transferring from, say, the sheriff's department over to state police or something like that. So there are some that definitely are stellar. They know what to say, know what to do. They're good. There's others, these guys are straight out of high school, 18, 19 years old, 20. So they get very uncomfortable very quickly.
Yeah. I can only imagine. Oh my God.
And I can't imagine somebody of your size, because Ben's a good player. I mean, you can tell. Those guys are probably like, oh my God.
What did I get into?
Yeah, and it's part of the reason why they like me so much. Is because of my size, So I kind of try to portray this very intimidating character of sorts, no matter what role it might be. Whether it's the domestic violence husband that is that guy, or a dirty cop, or even a cop that's say might be hitting on you within the department and trying to start a romantic relationship. And we have to do scenarios with these recruits so they know how to react in that situation, so nobody gets either their feelings hurt or something worse happens, I guess.
Yeah, that's a great gig,
right? Yeah.
My wife did that years ago in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they hired people from. She was an improviser, and they hired people from the improv stages. That sounds like a crazy, fun, weird fucking gig.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely. I've had a lot of different, how can I say, classes and personalities I've definitely met. Kind of like in the acting world, right?
Yeah.
Tons of different types of people.
But there's real world consequences. There's real world consequences to that, though. True. What you're doing. That's wild, man.
Yeah, well, the situation, back to real quick about Maggie Moores, I was talking about, I don't know if you had already been cut that day, but we were shooting down, remember down there in the valley, right?
Mm-hmm.
We could drive off scene with the service station or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the background guys started a fire, like right by where we were holding at. Like he built a campfire. Yeah. And so I was like, dude, you can't do that, man. Yeah. He was like, I'm cold. I'm like, dude, it's August. Yeah. And they fired him right on the spot. Yeah. Like Slattery and the first AD came over there, like, dude, come on. You know, that was insane. That was an insane day. But yeah, it's funny because we actually looked at that spot too. That was a unique spot you shot that scene at, man. I mean, it still looks the same.
Right now, you mean?
Oh yeah. It's like everything that was there, they painted the garage logo on that building, but it's still there. The RVs, all that stuff is still there, all that junk. You know?
God, that was so weird.
Yeah. And that was pretty long ago. I mean, that was in what, 22?
21.
21. Okay. Yeah.
Time's flying.
Yeah, that was when we all got to come back and we had to wear masks everywhere.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah. Everyone was still wearing masks all the time.
Oh, they still wear masks on set with you? Like
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, but I mean back then everyone was wearing masks everywhere.
Yeah.
Back then.
Dude, COVID, I'm so glad it's over.
Yeah.
Like Ben and I, we worked on Obliterated, which was a Netflix series here, and that was a COVID nightmare.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they shut down production for a couple of weeks because of COVID.
What year was that?
That was right. It was 23, yeah. 22, 23. That's where we met.
Yeah. Actually.
Oh, that's recent.
Yeah, that was an interesting series, but it didn't get picked up for season 2. You know,
it was pretty goofy.
Yeah, it was a little goofy drama series, but I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie, I liked it, but at the same time, it just didn't get the algorithm didn't push it. That's the thing about Netflix.
That's all about Netflix. Yeah, man.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to wrap up this interview now, guys. Happy, thank you so much for being on.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I just gotta tell you, I would love to work with you again at some point in
Me
time.
too.
You ever come back to New Mexico, we'll take you out to dinner.
I'm hitting you up. I'm hitting you guys up.
Yeah, dude, we love you, man. And I gotta also tell you this. You right now, I think you're gonna blow up really big, dude.
Oh,
I think you're just right on the cusp.
Well, from your lips to God's ears, my friend. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Okay, guys. Well, to close out the segment, guys, we got to thank our sponsors one more time: 519, IPS Global, Wolf Krusemark Art, and who's there? Oh, Joy Horror Entertainment. We'll cut that movement. But yeah, we got to thank our sponsors. We appreciate all you guys for everything you do. Creative Kill. We talk everything horror, suspense, supernatural, and true crime. And it's where our guest has a killer experience. And Happy, we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I love what you guys do. You're wild. It's a great time.
Hold on. Let's cut right now real quick, and we'll get into the ending.
That's what I thought we were doing.
Don't stop.
Well, let me just reset something here. I know why I kept shutting down. Let me just reset. Okay. You can go back.
Are we good?
We're still recording. Yes.
Okay, do you want to deliver hey Happy? And I'm gonna say you're one of the lucky ones, or do you want to say you're one of the lucky ones? The script says you say it.
Yeah, I'll say.
Okay, you say
that works.
Okay. All right. Let's go back. Let's bring it back to the sponsors, and then I'll jump in again. Okay, you ready, Happy?
Yep.
Okay. So again, we thank all of our sponsors, and Happy, we loved having you on the show. You're an amazing guy. We appreciate everything you're doing. And we're going to close out this thing, Creative Kill, guys, where everybody has a killer experience.
Thanks for having me, guys. I loved it. You guys have a great show. I was glad to be here.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh, shit. I missed my cat. One more time. Sorry, guys. Okay, we'll pick it up. And Creative Kill where hold on. And Creative Kill where the and Creative Kill where the guest always has a killer experience.
Thank you guys.
so much, Gabby.
Thank you guys for having me. This was awesome. You guys have a fantastic show here.
And Happy,
Yeah.
You're one of the lucky ones.